And like Alvin, I'm tired of hearing old Negroes and Pan-African panderers and blackity-black, pro-black talk about what the government need to do for us. I want to take what is owed to us by way of getting justice for my ancestors, so we can finally get them to stop screaming in our ears and telling us we're owed something.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Simple Shit TV. I am your host, Alvin Holden, also known as Project 8020. And in today's video, we are going to talk about reparations. And I'm going to try to be brief, but I have a feeling this is going to be kind of a long video. But what I really want to do is, I was on my brother, attorney Dennis Sperling's channel. He did an amazing presentation of a route to reparations to at least get the ball rolling in a way that I have not heard before. And the thing that threw me the most, or at least threw me for a loop, was the amount of pushback for even having the conversation in the first place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to let him give you a quick summary of his video. The link to his video will definitely be in the description and pinned to the top of the comment section. Please go watch the broadcast. It's worth a watch. Listen to it at 1.5 speed or something, but it's worth a watch if you're interested in reparations. He also proceeded with a little bit of history. So he did kind of a history or a background and followed it up with a legal strategy that I hadn't heard before personally, that I thought was really interesting. But we are gonna do this summary. I want you to hear from his mouth himself, and then after that, what we're going to do is we're just going to actually, you know what, we're going to talk about what he said at the end of this, and we'll do a different video about the definition of reparations. But what we're going to do is we're just going to let this brother talk. Once again, attorney Dennis Sperling, brilliant attorney, licensed to practice law all over the country, including the Supreme Court. And he is bringing a legal basis or legal standing for an attempt at, or at least being able to recover funds, or at least recover reparations. And again, reparations don't necessarily mean that the US government has to write a check that says reparations on it. That might not necessarily be what it means, but it does mean get some get back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let brother attorney Dennis Sperling speak, and we'll chit chat about it on the other side.
Important than black? That's what you trying to tell me? These folk in 9/11 are more important than black folks? I don't think so. We all American citizens. And so this is how it works. All you need is the go light. All you need is your government to give you the green light to go ahead and sue. And that's just a matter of getting the right legislation on the books, period. And that's not hard. That's paperwork. Now, once you get through that, and that needs work, so research needs to be done on specific people who fall within this framework. You might have to do some research on the statute of limitations issue. How do we get around it? Can we use the 9/11, the Anti-Terrorism Act that came about from 9/11? It's on the books. We know where venue is proper. We know personal jurisdiction is proper. We know we got subject matter jurisdiction. We know that these countries have money, right? Because they got oil, I don't want the land. You can have it. I don't want to live over there. You're going to sell me and send me to China next time. I ain't going back. I just want my money. You understand what I'm saying? My brother Douglas said he want to go back. I don't want to go back. I'm good. I'm going to stay right here, man. I'm moving to Decatur. You know what I'm talking about? I'm moving to somewhere like that, man. Buckhead, where the rich people, rich black folks at. Anyway, I'm just kidding, man. Buy me some land in Indiana. But bottom line is, what I'm saying is, fam, there's a framework there. There's a legal framework that can happen. Now, there's probably, just like this scenario that I put forth, there's probably a dozen other different legal scenarios that we can use. I'm just one lawyer one old country lawyer from South Central LA in the middle of Texas somewhere coming up with this. But look at the thousands of lawyers that we have, both white, black, all ethnic, all these American lawyers can come up with this scheme. And guess what we can do? This legal scheme, and we can go exercise our rights. That's all I'm saying. And like I said, just this scenario I came up with, there's dozens of others where you can collect your money. But let's stop begging these folks for reparations. Let's start using this legal system and keep pushing forward and pushing forward. You know what? You might fail. You might get your case dismissed. You might appeal it up to the appellate court. They dismiss it. You send it up to the Supreme Court. They dismiss it or they deny it. But, then you might get some positive out of it. You might get an opinion that kind of agrees with you a little bit or says, well, if you do this, then we can do that. If the legislator does this, then we can do that. And now you're in a situation where now we got some instructions on how we can win the next time. Or maybe we'll get a Plessy versus Ferguson where we just get flat out blued out and lose. And then 60 years down the road, which is really only a drop in the bucket as far as the escape of time, we get somebody else who's a lot smarter than me and a lot smarter than all of us who say, hey, technology's changed. Them old cats back in 2022 didn't have this. We got this now. Now we can prove with definity where we from. You see what I mean? And they pick up from there. But it's about building blocks. It's about stepping forward. It's about putting a block up. This is all I'm saying. Let's just put some steps ahead of us so our young people can come behind us and build. And if we able to win some cases and get some precedent, that's wonderful. That's ideal. We don't go into a fight to lose. But what I'm saying is we got to start somewhere. And like Alvin, I'm tired of hearing old Negroes and Pan-African panderers and blackity black pro-blacks talk about what the government need to do for us. I want to take what is owed to us by way of getting justice for my ancestors so we can finally get them to stop screaming in our ears and telling us we're owed something. That's what I want. That's what I want for us. And anybody that don't like it, fine. Maybe you're not supposed to like it. Maybe you guilty. Maybe you feel guilty. You African brothers and sisters in Ghana and Nigeria and the west coast of Africa, you're not supposed to like this conversation. This goes against your interests. This forces you to see the wrong that our ancestors did, because the truth is, many of your ancestors ended up over here too, because y'all sold cousins, brothers, mothers as evidence. And if you look at that Dr. Preety, she talks about a man who sold his wife into slavery and traded her to the Danish for goods. This is the real history that y'all avoid. You understand me? But anyway, man, I'm tired. I'm about 40 minutes past my limit. I hope y'all appreciate this. I won't revisit this for a while. I'd like to see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be some backlash from the blackity blacks. I'm sure there's some Pan-African folk who are going to look at this and be, oh, he's an agent. No, I'm a lawyer, and I'm ruthless like I'm supposed to be. The idea that I would not be as compassionate as you about the African folks means that we're different. Okay, but at the end of the day, my people asked for a solution, and I gave my people a solution. All you giving them is talk. That's what I got to say to y'all. Y'all been talking for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. I'm giving them a plan of action in which they can move forward. You don't have to like me. I would prefer you not like me, because I prefer real hate over fake love. And that's on everything. But either way, man, I hope y'all appreciate this, man. Y'all hit the #1 button, man, for Derek Hollingsworth. Thank you so much, Derek. I appreciate you coming back in here and sharing our story. And I think it's good for everybody. And those of you guys, who really believe in the ancestors would be proud of us for finally standing up for ourselves. We're not out here trying to break bricks. We're not running up on politicians saying reparations, just so we can exercise our power and make them run away. No, we're going to have a quiet war in someone's nice, clean courthouse and say, this is what you owe me. Oh, you need some more paperwork? Okay, we'll get that paperwork for you. Oh, you need it? Oh, you need an expert? Sure, we'll get that for you. No problem. You don't have to do all that huffing and hollering and and beating yourself up and fighting in the streets. Just get to the point. You want your money. Let's get your money, man. You understand what I'm saying? My Uncle Slim used to say that back in the day. Shout out to Uncle Slim, man. I already got cancer out there in California, man. But you know, let's keep it 100, man. Let's be men about this. Let's be men. Let's be men. Let's lead the ladies who are down. This is your avenue. Let's talk about this. I just want to talk about it. Other than that, man, God bless you all. This is Uncle B. As I always said this time, I'm out.
So there you have it. There you have it. Right? All it is, all the gentleman was saying, all the brother was saying was that there is a legal avenue at which we can start to get some things done. Because as of right now, there's been nothing but just marching and hollering and marching and hollering and marching and hollering and marching and hollering. And the reality is that no one is going to do anything unless you force them to. And and here's the thing, in the reality, and I think I'm gonna do this in a different video because this is long enough, but here's what I'll say. If you really dig in and you understand how this country got its wealth, you will understand that the reason they don't want to pay is because the amount of money is so great that it would move the needle and it would change and shift the wealth from white folks and businesses to black folks. And the reality is that a large percentage of the country doesn't believe that they should have to pay for it. And that's fine, but that doesn't mean that it's not owed. And they're never going to just give it to you. Now, you could do it the dumb way, destructive way. Like he said, you can go break stuff until they, until they give you what you want, which is not likely. Or you can take the legal route, the legal avenues where there is already precedent set. Other groups of people have gotten money. Other groups of people have gotten reparations. Other groups of people have been made whole. But for some reason, whenever you say that as far as African American or foundational Black Americans or American descendants of slaves, suddenly people forget what that word means, including other Black folks, and that is my problem. So please, before you jump out the window talking about what should and shouldn't be, what could and couldn't be, who Attorney Sperling is as a person, understand that he is an attorney. He is an experienced attorney. He understands how these things work. Most of you do not. And he simply said that there is a legal avenue for some of us to begin to be put whole. And I don't fault the man for doing that. But what I do is I fault some of these people that are out here trying to throw monkey wrenches in the program when nothing else has worked up to this point. Our ancestors earned the right to be recognized, the right to get their 40 acres and a mule. This country hasn't fulfilled its obligations to American Black people, particularly Black men. That's it. So in my next video, what I'm going to do is just break down the definition of reparations, and we're just going to go over what that is, and just going to give you a couple of examples of other countries and other groups of people that have either paid out or gotten or received payment for things that were done to them as a people, just to show you that it can be done. It's not too far-fetched, and it's about time that we draw a line in the sand and go on ahead and take what's ours. All that being said, thank you so much for watching. Do me a huge favor. Please go watch Attorney Sperling's video. He spent a lot of time putting it together. There's a lot of work involved. He dropped a lot of gems. There's a lot of legal information in there that can be used. You can, take some of it and kind of go a different direction. But it is a jumping off point that I've never heard before. I've never heard in public. And I think that it's extremely, if anything, worth a second look. If anything, worth a second look. So that being said, thank you so much, YouTube. Like, subscribe. Thank you so much, all of my new subscribers. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to bring you guys information that's useful. Again, Simple Shit TV is more about just taking big concepts and breaking them down to something really simple. This is probably one of the most straightforward ways I've heard about handling this reparation situation, and I think that it needs to be, if anything, explored. There's no hurt in gathering information. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Don't share this video, share Attorney Sperling's video, because God damn it, he deserves it. He's worked, and you should put that forth. We should, as people, put that forth and really start to embrace some of these different avenues. We should start to embrace working together in ways that we've never really done before. And with that, I'll leave you. Erykah Badu said it best. I'm an artist. I'm sensitive about my shit, and I'll holler at you guys on the next one. Peace.
Really, y'all don't know this. Y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, 'cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know why